And good morning, Nigeria. Welcome to another Wednesday edition of your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
Yes, of course. Wednesdays are definitely the midpoints of the week, a chance to definitely reaccess, recharge, and refuel your ambitions. We're definitely here to inject you with that morning positivity.
Don't worry, we'll be gentle while injecting you here. Of course, it's just not any Wednesday. It's an opportunity to set new goals, embrace challenges as we move closer to achieving our dreams.
That's definitely right, because the midweek is definitely your chance to correct the path you're on, to pivot towards your goals and definitely refocus on your dreams. Now, let's make today count.
Yes, guys, let's make today count as always. My name is Emil Koche.
And I am Winfrey Agbele. Keep watching us just where you're watching us. And remember to download the app on the iOS stores and, of course, on the app stores to have us at your palms wherever you go.
Remember, guys, that you can catch us on Star Times and GoTV UHF channel 49. And right, of course, do not forget that we are also on socials, guys. Remember to use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. You could also catch us at TVC Entertainment _ on all socials, guys. Yes, we are like that. We are good like that.
We're definitely good like that. And we definitely have behind the scenes as well on our own private, really private. I mean, it's our community, the Wake Up Nigeria community, right? Just follow us on Instagram at Wake Up Nigeria _TVC or TVC _.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Yes, one of them.
All right, so let's dive right into what we have on the show for you today. On nutrition, guys, we'll be looking at weight loss. I think that's one of our favorite topics on nutrition. Because everyone is constantly on a weight loss journey, guys. So today we'll discuss weight pressure in women and how to achieve a desirable weight with Oshusonya Olajumoke. She's a registered dietitian, nutritionist, and the founder of Cairo Diet Clinic.
And for a musical performance, we have Lawal Oluwapelumi, also known as Lozzy. Hey, he'll be here to definitely serenade us this morning, so watch out for that one.
Interesting conversation. I think we need to begin to have these conversations over and over again. And joining us for that is Eloho Efemina. She is a certified clinical counselor and mental health coach. She's actively working to build the self-worth and esteem of young girls and women enduring fear, shame, and guilt. So yeah, she'll be joining us on relationship segment later on.
Edwin Okone Oboba is a multi-talented, versatile actor, scriptwriter, film producer, and author. She has been in the TV and film industry since 1999, and she is well respected for her skills. She'll be here on the couch to talk about her career so far.
Aha. Today's one of the busiest mornings I've had.
Why? What happened?
You know how your alarm just wakes up, like your alarm rings at, 4:30? And you're like, let's just give it a few more minutes. And before you know it, you're waking up at the time that you are supposed to be in the office. So, I mean, it's been a
So what I do is that I set 3 alarms, 4 a.m., 4:30. Yeah. And then when I never stop my alarm till I leave the house.
Okay.
I snooze. I keep on snoozing.
So wait, my trick usually is, so after the first alarm rings, my driver is the next alarm that wakes me up, right? So, and then I forgot that usually my phone goes on DND, and then it goes to personal. So when it gets into personal mode, that means no calls can come in.
Yeah.
So I didn't forget to put that off when the first alarm rang. And so the poor guy was outside calling, and baby girl was sleeping.
Just try that. That snooze function really makes a lot of sense.
I think I'll try that.
Like if you want to wake up 4:30, maybe start the snooze from like 4:20 or 4:15, and then it gives you like 5 minutes or 3 minutes.
Yeah,
depends on how you set it, and then you just let it go till when it enters, and when you're ready to move and all of that. But yeah, you know, goes that way till when you're ready to move. But then I was wondering, my own was the Third Mainland and how is it fully open now?
No,
No, it's still we're still doing that halfway and all of that.
Yeah.
So there was this particular, I think it was a few days back. There was this guy that I was moving towards there, and then this guy was coming with high speed, like the way the guy was going. Like he tried to rush, and then the road was, I knew the road was blocking for, but the way the guy was going,
was trying to beat it.
when you're getting to that road, no, it wasn't trying to beat it. He had already passed the time, but he probably didn't know. You know, there's some people that are, and then when you have to take this one to Bagada.
Bagada, yeah.
So this guy was just going, guy just, say, Oga, where you they go? And I just had the feeling that this guy is trying to reach Island, he's trying to this thing. And so he just went there, and then when everybody was, I just saw, as I just got to the point, so the guy, you know, when you reach that point, say,
You have to stop.
wait till they happen now.
Everybody
I know there's now a gate there.
Yeah.
You know, and it seemed like, if I recall, it was a car that had, I think it was building materials or something. It was in the small car. It was carrying stuff. You understand? It was carrying stuff. Maybe it was going to deliver stuff and all of that. And then I knew that if you're going to go to Ikorodu Road, Baba, you will hear it at that particular point.
Yeah.
Because this was afternoon. You understand?
Afternoon.
So, you know, everybody was going to hit Ikorodu Road, heading towards the island. And this guy was going to hear
These days, I don't even bother, man. When it's Island Waka, if money is not screaming my name, Baba, snooze that score. Nothing is carrying me to the island.
All right. Good morning. The news on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Mike Messikeno. The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, says smuggling, farmers, herders, clashes, and insecurity are factors militating against the availability of food in the country. This is as the Nigerian Customs Service discloses it seized 120 trucks of grains in the last 2 weeks across border nations.
Organizations serve as pressure groups in advancing the interests of marginalized individuals and communities. They are also positioned as advocates for social justice, holding government at all levels accountable. In carrying out these responsibilities, CSOs step on toes, and their disposition is more often than not perceived as enemies of policy diffusion, depending on the operational environment.
The whole idea of civil society organizations is that it's a free society. The Constitution is very clear, recognizing the rights to free association and creating or understanding, of course, the fact that civil society organizations have to work within the bounds of the law, but those laws must not be oppressive.
Attempts are also being made to regulate their activities, especially in the light of rising insecurity, as many point accusing fingers at some of them believed to be financed by sponsors of terrorism. A multi-stakeholders meeting between the National Assembly and government agencies, development partners and civil society groups. With the world gradually becoming a global village, the House of Representatives says technology is the way to go in addressing the multifaceted problems surrounding the activities of CSOs and development partners.
This groundbreaking initiative represents a significant step forward in our quest to enhance aid effectiveness, promote transparency, and foster accountability in the realm of international development cooperation.
Guest Speaker Adesina Fagbenro-Brian emphasizes the role of CSOs and development partners, but insists cautions must not be thrown to the wind in achieving their goal.
We have to focus on results. The barometer for measuring each other is results. And of course, mutual accountability. I have responsibility as a development partner. I have responsibility as a member of government. I have a responsibility as a member of the National Planning Commission. And so, if we are going to engage with each other, I must be able to answer your questions. You must be able to answer mine.
Government agencies, civil society organizations, and development partners are expected to take advantage of the newly developed app to restructure their operations for meaningful impact. Joke Yatsa, TBC News, Abuja.
Of course, the news for now. We'll take a time out. Stay with us. We're just getting started with the show. All right, so we've been discussing something quite here. It might elicit some responses, but I saw something just yesterday. This was the case of maybe I should just read it exactly as it is here. Okay, yeah. Let me just read it so that I read with names and all of that so that you understand. This is, of course, of Lad Bible. This was in the UK. It's a story of a granddad who passed on. Frederick Ward Sr. threw his family into carnage after he died in 2020. Now, despite having a £500,000 fortune to his name at the time of his death, he left his grandchildren on one of his son's side £50 each. His son, Terry Ward, and Susan Wilshire received most of his fortune and his £450,000 flat. Frederick left his grandchildren the square root of F, all due to the fact he was disappointed they never came and visited him when he was hospitalized with a lung condition. Now, despite a lawsuit from the grandchildren, a High Court judge ruled that Ward's will, which he wrote in 2018, was based on rational grounds, being that they had limited contact with him in his final ways. Do you agree with the judge's decision?
Hello.
I don't know. Where do the kids get off feeling entitled to their father's
I
money? don't get it. You were not there for him when he was going through his darkest and most traumatic period of his life, probably. And then he dies, and then you're even suing the man.
Because, some people have actually won suits like that. They've sued against that. Is this person, is it rational? Was the person, because we've seen stuff where, somebody, especially when it comes to an aged parent, and there's this first class scenario where you get a woman or a wife who was probably younger than the kids. And something happens, and blah, 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 blah. And the man wills everything. In fact, there's a story where this crime series now, I will get the name now of a movie that had that sort of premise, where a younger woman comes into the picture to take, and I'm saying this because it hits personal on different levels, that's with people I know around me, where somebody, we're getting older, yeah? Where you think about it, have you thought about what happened in your 60s and your 70s? A lot of people maybe you probably know might have passed on, or people might not be so much around you. And it's at that time, if somebody is manipulative enough, somebody who maybe claims to be a family friend that is around you at that time, that gives you some form of comfort, knowing that you might just soon pass or something, and then you have some form of wealth, and then people that have been there for you, I've seen something happen where family or something, you forget them, and then you bequeath that will to that person who was around at that period when you're about to pass on. And so you see where family says, we've been there. Okay, we're not around at this time, probably because, we're in Nigeria now where, look, one family or the other, everybody has somebody that has jackpot or something, and they say, we're not around at that period. And then this woman just came in at this point and gave, was it rational? Yeah. And so the discussion goes on back and forth. But my point is that it is not clearly always black and white. There can be a number, it's not, it can be unique. Each case can be unique in its own way. So I've seen these kind of things happen in different ways and all of that. And so these kids came to contest and they said, look, but the judge was, But in this kind of case now, you're suing, are you suing the will? Are you suing the person that's passed on? Who are you suing here in the first place?
So it's not a suit. They are presenting the case, right, to the judge. I won't call it a suit per se. So it's just like a contest, right? On fine, this will is on this, except like is a direct suit to whoever probably got a larger share of the will and all of that. But in most cases, when it comes to wills and all of that, there's a process and procedure. So it's not an outright suit. You can literally just put forward before the judge to literally contest the credibility and the
authenticity of the will.
Or if the person was in his right mind.
Yeah. So as you said, there can be a hearing of like insanity or a plea for insanity.
Amnesia or something. Look at Wendy Williams.
And all that. So I feel, first of all, I don't think there's any law, right, that literally states who a will should go to, right? There's no law that says you can literally have kids and decide, fine, you want to give your cats all your fortune. And there's actually happened, like we've actually had cases like that. Do you understand? Some people literally will all they have to charity and all of that for a reason. There's nothing that says, that stipulates, okay, fine, because you have children, all your possessions must go to them.
Except you didn't write a will.
And all of that. Except you didn't write a will, yeah. And then again, it also depends on jurisdiction, who goes, all your possessions and all that goes to. So, and I feel, it happens where, people feel more, because in that age, right, you're more you're super sensitive, and then you're also older, and that's when you need the care. Do you understand? Your kids cannot be there for you and all that. So it's normal that in that time...
Because they're probably living their own lives.
They're living their own lives. Yes, but at the same time, no matter how much of your own life you're living, there's still room to literally consider the fact that when you were a kid, your parents had their lives to live.
But they still invested all that time and their money and sacrifices to you. Yeah, I think, because to be honest, I feel like at the end of the day, I mean, I was having a conversation with someone about, the roles that we play, especially, so what actually spurred the conversation was the Gen Zs and their ideologies to every little, if your parents scold you, toxic, trauma, everything is, is seen as, intertwined in that regard. And I say that at the end of the day, regardless of who your parents are, what is your role? What have you done? What can you categorically say that, you have done to prove to them that I'm doing it better than you did it? Do you understand? That is where the difference, or that is where that's where the difference is. What are you doing to prove to them that, okay, mommy, I love you regardless, but this is how I am going to do it. To try to show them how it should have been done. We have seen how, parents get better with age. They sort of, they become lighter, they become more endearing, they become sweeter. Some of them might become more difficult due to certain conditions that they're going through, maybe mental health conditions. I mean, look at Wendy Williams. There has been viral videos of her, being...
it's a whole documentary, man.
To everyone. But everybody
shouldn't have been released.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been released because it's making her look like a villain. But it is actually because of the mental condition that she's
I know when people are
going
happy.
through.
I know people are happy.
She stepped on a lot of toes when,
What is she? She's doing what?
You
know what she's doing? She's doing what everybody's doing on Twitter now.
That's
what she started.
Yeah.
But I don't think what I was stepping on toes. Was it stepping on toes? Gossip, I heard something happen. I bring it, I put two and two together.
No, but her opinions about it were always very
And that's for the show. That's my point.
It was show business.
Because she's doing what everybody's doing now. Everybody go on Twitter now. And I mean, by the way, yesterday Instagram and Facebook went down and everybody went about, Twitter.
Funny enough, I didn't notice.
Elon Musk.
It was later in the night when I came back and I realized I'm like, everybody was like, Instagram was there, Instagram was there. I was like, okay.
But the major talk is how petty Elon Musk is. Guy went, remember that we are still up.
I love it.
I saw it.
I like so much.
Petty much, Elon, petty much.
All right, what are your thoughts on that particular situation we mentioned, a will and the grandchildren contesting a will? By the way, who would you leave your possessions for? Have you thought about it? It could happen anytime. All right, but hey, come on. Let's know. Hit us up.
They want leave out.
What's random? What's wrong with you people? TVC Entertainment _ let us know your thoughts there on social media. I'll be back after this time out.
Thank you so much for staying with us. You're still here on Wake Up Nigeria. It's time for newspaper reviews now. And on the couch with me, I have Mike. I literally was going to say Senator Mike. Mike.
All right, yeah.
Alpha.
I did, Jerry.
Thanks for joining us. So I have with me the Daily Independent newspaper, The Nation, The Guardian, Vanguard. So I'm moved to start with the Vanguard. And for the major headlines here, we have Nigeria must battle rising food insecurity as priority. We have this from the IMF. And at the top left of the paper, we have Lagos LGAs. Huge allocations, little development. We have that on page 4. To the right of that, we have Apapa gridlock returns. Trucks ignore Sanwo-Olu's directives on page 7. Edo Guba, we have PDP moves to reconcile aggrieved members, holds SWC meeting. We have that on page 29. And to the right of that, at the top, we have Nigerians shouldn't be hungry, insecure Sharia Council tells federal government. We have that on page 8. Why good leadership eludes Africa? Obasanjo, Jonathan Mahama. We have that on page 8. At the bottom of the paper there, we have deadline on NIN accounts linkage. Most banks yet to implement directives. We have accounts without BVN registered SIM affected, CBN should consider Nigerians in diaspora consumer group. Now, Mike, which of these headlines jump at you?
In the first place, I don't understand why there will be two different numbers that have biometrics on each of them when both of them could just be harmonized.
Linked.
You understand?
Exactly.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
The these are unique identities in a way of identification, right?
Yes.
But we know that there are accounts that are running in this country and have been running right from time without even BVN, even when it was a thing, and we know. Yeah. And then is it there's the SIM registration.
Yeah.
We also know that one that there are SIMs that are running. If SIMs were
Even
registered,
as far as that, even the people linked, the SIMs that were, some links, SIMs that got linked still got deactivated.
Still got deactivated.
Yes. So it's like, so what's the stress? What's the hassle? You bar the ones that didn't connect. You still bar the ones that connected. Even now, considering the network issues around, it's for me.
Yeah, because I think
like,
some few days back, it was a particular network that had so many issues, and people thought that their lines were not good because they had been sending repeated warnings in such a way that, oh, hey, your line go block, you know, go make mention of all that.
Yeah.
We need to get our acts right all through. You understand?
Yes,
and for this one, and then you already have a BVN. Right? It's already a number of identification, and I'm still trying to understand the rationale behind that NIN linking to the BVN. It's like, come on. You understand? Outside here, there's something called your SSN, your Social Security number,
that's it.
which covers for everything. Yeah. You understand? And then you have a database for BVN. You have a database for NIN. These things are not so hard. Somebody just sent a message yesterday that, look, I applied for my passport in 1 day or so, in 2 days. Outside diaspora, I got my passport delivered to me. This is something that prior to this time, you go to the embassy in that country for months to try to renew your passport. And then you go over and over again. But now, in just 1 day, someone was able to, 2 days, someone was able to do it. Why? Because of a working environment was created.
Yeah.
And that was what happening. If you create a working environment, things like this should not happen.
Definitely. I don't know. It's just, and I mean, there's so much to say about this, but let's just go on to the next paper. We have right here, The Guardian, right? For the major headlines, we have consumers switch to used gadgets as FX crisis worsen tech adoption. So the right of that, we have some infographics right there on the left, talking about laptops, smartphones, features phones, smartwatches, smart TVs, refrigerators, and things like that. So on the right there, we have what are fresh doping hurdles for Team Nigeria ahead of Olympics. We have, below that, we have reps uncover fraud in seaports, concessions, summon ministers. We have that on page 20, thereabouts. On the strip there, on the blue strip, we have no country provides equal opportunities for women. We have that from the World Bank assets, yeah. We have alleged dollar bribe, court stops Ganduje's probe. We're on page 5. More food-laden trucks seized at borders as IMF seeks end to hardship. We have that on page 6. Federal government maintains UAE visa ban on Nigerians subsist. We have that on page 3. To the right of that, we have insider collaboration responsible for over 70% of bank frauds, says EFCC. Shara Council urges FG to end hunger and insecurity. So yeah, that's for The Guardian.
UK use, you've heard that thing now. US use.
Yeah.
Did you buy your phone brand new?
There's Nigeria use now.
Did you buy your phone brand new?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay. But that was like, how long have you used this phone?
About a year now.
A year now. Okay, that's as at that time, dollar was still well under 1,000 and all that. But at this point in time, when dollar is over 1,005, even though it's been gaining over this. Oh, by the way, did you see that prayer for the dollar to crash? So the point here is that people, the market for what we call, in quote, UK used or US used has always been there.
That's always been there.
But then, like you say, maybe more people are trying to get second-hand products and all. But then there's a big risk with that. Most of these phones, sometimes they are stolen phones. You have IDs that are still traceable. We've had, in fact, someone said something here that I think this happened with somebody who jackpot, and the person went with in quote, a UK used phone. I'm telling you, went there, there were some complications that arose, and then they found out some things inside the phone of the person that was linked to somebody else. Now the UK used make the person then deport him.
Yeah, wow.
Yes. I can't remember the exact details of how and what happened, but it was due to that. So while you're patronizing this UK used or something, be careful.
Yeah.
Just be careful.
Definitely. What papers do you have there, Mike?
I think we don't have time. We just have to round up now.
We have to round up now.
Let's go.
All right, and that's all we'll be taking for the newspaper headlines right now. We have MM standing by in the kitchen right now. MM, what are we having for breakfast?
We are having something really interesting. So it turns out that Chef Leah, who's going to be making this morning's breakfast, is taking us to... So she is making Mongolian beef sauce, and of course we are having it with our rice. Wow, this rice is so clean. Interesting. Let's talk about the recipe, the ingredients for our breakfast this morning.
We are making Mongolian sauce, Mongolian beef sauce. So these are beef. These are our ginger, garlic. These are black peppercorn. So we have the powder here too.
Okay.
So we have the brown sugar. We have our seasoning, our onions, spring onions, our scotch bonnet for hot eat. Then these are our dark soy sauce, oyster sauce. These are our light soy sauce, and this is our oil. It has sesame oil. Sesame oil.
Ooh, nice. I've never had Mongolian beef sauce or any Mongolian food before. Do we have Mongolian restaurants in Nigeria? I don't think so either. But I am so looking forward to this meal because I've never had it before. But what actually inspired this meal?
Yeah, it's really a rare sauce, and it's not really common.
Exactly. I didn't even know that it existed.
So it's a simple recipe.
Okay.
Just few
ingredients
you can work with at home.
So now let's talk about the sugar for a bit. I see it's brown sugar. Must it be brown sugar?
Yes, for the perfect this is because the white sugar is sweeter.
Ah.
And this has another flavor.
And brown sugar also has its health benefits, right? And well, it's medical experts will always advise that we use brown sugar instead of the white one. Yes, but no, it's more expensive. And not so easily accessible, but go get your brown sugar today. In other words, if you're but hey, I mean, come, let's get to work. Where do we begin?
So we'll wash our rice and parboil it.
Okay.
And then we'll begin with our beef.
Okay.
We're going to marinate it for just a few minutes. So we are marinating with our black pepper and the seasoning and corn flour. Now,
you talked about this particular seed. What did you call it again?
Black peppercorn.
Black peppercorn. So are we going to pound them? Like
No. We are putting it in the sauce.
Just like this?
Yes.
Ooh, okay. I wonder, is it peppery?
It's peppery.
Not really. Compared to our tarudo, it's not hot. Okay. And I see that you diced the onions, like you cut the onions in a certain, chunks. Why?
Yeah. We want it to be crunchy.
Ah, okay.
We enjoy every bite of it. Yeah. This is the white onion, so you don't have to be. It has a sweet.
Oh, sweet taste. Yes. Okay. Must we use white onions though?
For the best this thing you can.
Because white onions is expensive.
It's expensive. You can use the other one, but don't use the red one.
The red one. Okay. Because you want to get that flavor from the white onions. Yeah. Great stuff happening here in the kitchen, or about to happen here in the kitchen. We are making Mongolian beef sauce. Chef Leah will be, getting right into it really, really soon. But let's see how you begin work on the beef, right? So we are making Mongolian beef sauce, guys, and we have with us here spring onions, white onions. It's a lot of onions going into this meal, guys. Yeah. Then we have our black peppercorn.
Yeah, and our black pepper powder.
And our black pepper powder. So if you're wondering, where do I get black peppercorn? Everybody sells it. It's everywhere. It's not hard to find at all. Whether you're getting it off the store, a superstore, or from
the
your
regular store in markets. Yeah.
They sell it everywhere, basically.
Unlike before, spices are much available now. Unlike before that, you have to get to the superstore to get
them.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see you're adding in, what sauce is it?
This light soy sauce. I've add black soy sauce. Then I'll be adding the sesame oil for flavor.
Okay.
So in this case of this sauce, we are going to deep fry the chicken, the beef, sorry.
Okay.
So we want that crunchy, unlike the other regular sauce that we stir fry.
Okay.
So this one we are deep frying.
You're deep frying it.
Yes.
Okay. So deep frying means that you have to heat up a lot of oil and make sure the beef goes in, like you see it dunking, like it just clunks in. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that smells good, guys. It really does. I'm not washing you, I promise. I mean, so in here we have our seasoning cubes, we have our premium oyster sauce, right?
Yeah.
And then we have our dark soy sauce. And then we have our sesame oil in it. Yeah. This beef is about to get litty. You know, when you actually sent in this recipe, I was utterly surprised. Because I'm like, baby girl is going in. Yes, so this morning, guys, she's making Mongolian beef sauce. Yes, you heard me right. Mongolian beef sauce. So this sauce you can have with what?
Rice.
Other than rice?
Noodles.
Noodles, okay.
Yeah, you can have it with noodles.
I think the kids are absolutely going to love this because of the brown sugar in it, right?
Yep.
Okay, so quickly run through the ingredients and then, you know, let's get right into...
So we have our ginger, garlic, these are black peppercorn, our seasoning, onions, spring onions, our sauces, this is dark soy sauce, light soy sauce, oyster sauce, sesame oil, our scotch bonnet, brown sugar. So our beef has already been marinated. These are our corn flour. We are adding it so it can have that crunchiness.
Okay, so you want to remind us what ingredients you put in?
Like black pepper, sesame oil. Then we had our sauces too, our light soy sauce and dark soy sauce. Okay. So now we are adding our corn flour, so it will make it crunchy on the outside, then juicy inside.
Oh, so this actually reminds me of sweet and sour chicken sauce.
Yeah.
But without the chicken and without the vegetables, like your red, green, yellow bell peppers.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So we had our water is already boiling. We had our rice so that it can
so that it can just cook. How do you cook your rice, guys? I hear that everyone has different methods to how they, you know,
there's no one way to cooking.
Yeah. So whatever works for you, works for you. But what's most important is before you put it into your mouth, guys, you need to wash. Wash with clean water. Yes, it's very, very important.
Adding just a drop of sesame oil to it.
A drop of sesame oil?
Yeah.
Okay. So things are getting really excited here in the kitchen. Sesame oil, what does sesame oil do for the rice, though?
It does flavor because we are not adding anything to it.
Okay.
It won't be the regular, just rice. So
okay. Just to give it a bit of flavor.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So let's throw in the corn flour. Okay. So we're going to massage in. Okay. So you need help with getting a pan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll just get you a pan. So what kind of pan do you need? A deep fry pan or this or this?
We can use this small.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Gonna get that for you.
Thank you.
Okay. So we're going to begin our deep fry in a bit. Looking really nice here. Okay, so while we're getting things ready with our beef, right?
Yes, beef.
For our Mongolian beef sauce. Yeah. We'll head over to the couch now for some conversation, interesting conversation on relationship and your mental health. This is one conversation that you don't want to miss out on, guys. Over to you, Mike.
Eloho Efemina is our guest this morning, a certified clinical counselor and a mental health coach. And now she's, of course, been in this for a while she's actively working to build the self-worth and esteem of young girls and women enduring fear, shame, and, of course, guilt due to past or present issues, sexual, verbal, or physical abuse. It is great to have you, Eloho. You're welcome.
Thank you so
much. You're
much.
welcome. And today we're talking self-awareness before marriage, right? Why is there a need for one to be self-aware before getting into marriage?
Okay. Before I, go into that, what is self-awareness?
Okay.
Self-awareness is you knowing yourself, identifying your strengths, your weaknesses, being aware of your emotions, your behavior, your feelings, like you know that this is me, you know what I'm capable of doing. And also it is how you appear to people, how people perceive you, not just yourself. How do people see you? Do they see you strong? Do they see you confident? Do they see you timid? So it's just about yourself. Do you know your self-worth? Do you have self-esteem? Everything just about yourself. Are you aware of yourself? So now, why is there a need for you to be self-aware before you go into marriage? Very important. Because if you don't know yourself, it's as if a stranger is just getting married. You are a stranger to yourself. You are a stranger to your spouse. You should know yourself. You should know your spouse. That's why it's very important for you to go through counseling. I'm not talking about just the normal one they just do in church. No, I'm talking about a professional counseling where both of you identify your strengths, your weaknesses. You know your spouse's love language. Is it, does he like gift? Does he like, or does she like gift? Does she like physical touch? Does she like, being affirmed, self-affirmation? There are a lot of things, act of service. Like somebody just, imagine now, you like gifts, but your spouse likes acts of service. And you are giving gifts every time. You're not speaking their language.
What if somebody likes gift and I don't have the money?
You would try. I don't know, anything. It's not about the big thing. Just anything. Just to show that you appreciate this person. So if you're not speaking your spouse's language, you are not aware of yourself. You don't even know yourself, first of all.
But now, you said something earlier on about knowing yourself.
Yes.
You said something about how people see you. That means that you need to talk to people and get feedback.
Exactly.
But now, when it comes to self-awareness, now, is it more about how you see yourself than how people see you? Because, look, I'm telling you, Eloho to Eloho might, or most probably is different from Eloho to MM to any other person.
Exactly.
You will hear different things. How do you base your self-awareness on? What your feedback from what people say you are or from what you think you are? Where and how do you draw that sort of balance?
Okay, fine. First of all, you know yourself. Be honest with yourself. This is the way I am.
But in case of that honesty, you might not be, so there are some people that think they are kind.
I know.
And honestly, they feel they are. But then, it's quite, how do I put it now? It is subjective because to somebody else, what you might be doing might not be kind enough. What I'm asking now is that where do you base most of that self-awareness from? Is it from what people say you are or from what you think you are?
Okay, that's what I said. First of all, you should know who you are. First of all, yourself, your self-worth. Before you cannot have the external, factors. Let's say you are kind. Like, I'm kind, but you ask, and somebody's telling you, you're not being kind to me. Oh, really? I'm not being kind. What am I doing wrong? How am I not being kind? Can you explain to me? Because it could be that your own kindness is not that person's kindness. So that person should also know their own self. When you are self-aware, you are empathetic. Like, you are able to feel other people's pain. Able to feel, able to understand another person. So when you are self-aware, I bet you'll be able to understand other people's opinion about you. You'll be able to adjust, like, oh, I think I'm not doing this way. Okay, how do you want me to be kind to you?
To somebody else, all right. Now, what are the dangers of not being self-aware before one gets into a marriage?
Dangers? Yes, it's much. Because I don't know if I can share a quick story.
Yeah, you can.
Are you seeing the issue that is going on right now with, Irish Song and his wife?
Yes.
It's crazy. Yeah. Look at that young girl. Mere looking at her, the way she even speaks, you can see the self-esteem issues. She's not confident. She doesn't even know herself. How can you be comfortable with a man doing such things to you? But now she's frustrated. She's beginning to understand. She's beginning to evolve in the marriage. Now she knows herself. But the mistake has already been made. Imagine if you knew yourself beforehand. You understood. See, you tell this person, see, this is the way I am. So how do we manage this? Let me know your own also. Have conversations. How do you like to be loved? What are your strengths? What is your deal breaker? Okay, and I'm going to tell you mine also. So when you have these conversations, especially in counseling, don't go and be doing 1 week counseling. See, before marriage, it's very important for you to have these conversations. Know who you are, know who your spouse is.
And sometimes, age comes with this, because at times some people are getting married too early and you need some time with yourself to actually be self-aware, right?
Exactly. Are you afraid of being single? I asked that question. Are you afraid of being single?
Yes, it does. I mean, a lot of girls will tell you that, look, there's the pressure, especially for ladies. Society has caused a lot of things. It makes it seem like if you are single, then there's something wrong with you. And, you know, so it makes it seem like, I mean, you get into society. Someone was saying something and said, oh, I got into this working place, and the moment I mentioned and introduced myself as Miss, it seemed like the respect just tanked. We live in a society that's extremely patriarchal, and then they rate a woman's worth to her marital status and all of that. And so there's that pressure from society. So a lot of girls say, oh, look, if the opportunity is here, let me just get into it. So even they might even know that these things happen, or know that they should be self-aware, but maybe because of the societal pressure and all of that,
Sadly,
they just jump into it.
That is very sad.
How does one, if you were to give, let's round up with this, if you were to give young girls some advice now, how do you maintain your worth or your esteem without, or how do you allow the pressure from society not get to you? Is that even possible? Especially from family also. Maybe even from your parents. You're going home and every time you have a conversation with them, as a young girl, they're asking you, have you brought him, and all of that. How do you deal with this kind of situations?
Actually, I've not brought him. See, you have to build your self-worth. You have to know find your purpose. Know why you are here, first of all. Why are you on this earth? Do something that gives you fulfillment. When the person that is meant for you comes, you will know, because to attract the person, you will know that this person is not good for me, this person is good for me. Know what you are doing. As a single girl, as a single guy, find your purpose first. Know what you are good at. Know what you are here to do. Then whenever you want to attract anybody, whenever you have conversation with people, potential, spouses, you begin to see there will be connection. If this person is not going your way, fashi. You get? Because you know where you are going to. You cannot just randomly choose anybody because you want to get married. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you have to know, first of all, your self-worth. Who am I? What am I here to do? Know your purpose. Know what find something doing.
In situations where it has already happened, because a lot of people have said those kind of things now, what do they do? What does one do in this kind of
situation? Seek counsel. Let people help you. You are helpless right now. Let people help you. That's what counselors are there for. That's what therapies are there for. Let people help you. And if you cannot, you can even have conversation with your spouse. He might not understand or she might not understand, but if the person knows, if this marriage is important to you, you're going to seek help. You're going to let people hold your hands, because you cannot do it alone. Even people with their marriage good self, they seek help, not talk of who know, So seek help, I have
a feeling that if we had done this in Pidgin, maybe you might have hit more. But thank you so much, Elo. Looking forward to having you, of course, across the month, and we'll be talking more about all of this. All right. Okay, that's it. We'll take a time out now. Stay with us. We'll be back at the top of the hour.
Welcome back, fantastic viewers. Now, this is the second hour of your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria. Right? It's a Wednesday rendezvous. I would definitely get up to keep you soaring in your spirits. So keep your spirits soaring.
Anyone, as long as you are soaring.
Yeah, soaring.
Right? I love the word rendezvous. There's just something about it. It just puts you in the mood. Right. Right, guys, I'm sure you were super, super excited and you learned so much from the first hour. Remember, guys, we are taking you to Mongolia. So, yeah, with our recipe this morning.
Yeah. And Mike has threatened us.
If you see him in the kitchen, kindly ignore him.
You know, it's that now. Mike is in Chef Leah. Mark register. Chef Leah, how you doing? So this is Mongolian.
Yeah, Mongolian beef sauce.
Mongolian beef sauce, right? Yeah. You marinated the sauce. I would have thought that maybe they might have been in smaller chunks. Is this how?
No, this is how it
normally is.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
It does not come with a lot of sauce, so you heat whatever you're eating with the beef. The beef is
the major thing.
Major thing.
Oh,
so you have to be in long chunks.
Wonderful, wonderful. Looking forward to how this turns out. Okay. You're welcome, you're welcome.
Now, Now, Wednesdays definitely aren't just about the middle, they're about the momentum. We're here to fuel your motivation and keep you from charging, or rather, keep you charging forward.
I felt that. It's an inside joke, guys. You wouldn't get it. But hey, my name is Emil Kwache.
And I am Winfrey Agbilishi. Do make sure you download the TVC app on your phone so you can literally take us everywhere you go.
Yes, we are like your must-have.
Yeah.
Yes, and if you say you don't want us, we are going to shove it down your shove us down your throat, literally. But hey, guys, we'd like you know to keep up to date with everything that we do right here on this show. And of course, you can watch us on Star Times and Go TV channel UHF 49 and 16. Let's get right into what we have left on the next 45 minutes, right, guys? Yes. So we have a musical performance. Lawal Oluwapelumi Lozi is a professional Afrobeat act known for his street style of music. And for nutrition, yes, which will be coming up later on, we have we are going to be discussing weight pressure.
Yes.
And you know, some of those weight loss, weight gain, weight if you're in the weight space. Right, we have Oshu Sonya. She'll be joining us later on that one.
And for the final guest, we have Edwin Okone Oboba now, who is a multi-talented, versatile actor, scriptwriter, and film producer. She definitely has been in the TV and film industry since 1999, and she's definitely well respected for her skills. She'll be having a conversation with us on the couch later.
Do you need to have an opinion on everything?
No.
Because a number of times here, this also dictates the way, even when we do What's Up and About, you know, the kind of things I want to talk about. Because I remember when we used to talk about how AI, you know, I remember even on this show, maybe 3-4 years back, I remember when I would do tech and I'll come like, there's this automated chef. I know I'd showed some videos here, even more than once, where you just put input the recipe. You know, then the words artificial intelligence had not been into commonplace as much. Yeah. But just before I continue, one thing about technology, you know that by the time it's released to us, it's already late. Like they're already thinking of something else. It's already moved by the time you're getting So, you know, then we used to talk about what kind of jobs will AI take, or what kind of jobs will artificial intelligence take. But then we never thought about broadcasting, because as it is now, social media has made it so much so that everybody on their own, they have their own TV station, they have their own radio station on their own, right? Yeah. So everybody has an opinion on everything. You know, I'm just mentioning, you know, issues like maybe the case of VDM and some other issues where somebody comes out and then, oh, you are a detective, like you already know, you put 2 and 2 to make 22. And, this person, for the fact that this happened, that means that this so on your own now you are Inspector Gadget, you are Sherlock Holmes, by just sitting down and just hearing something.
Yeah, the reporter, investigative reporter, everything.
Off on social media and all of that.
You know, it's amazing, Mike, that you would say that, because I think last week I'm more of a Twitter person than an Instagram person. Okay. Right, I spend more time on Twitter. And I was just going through whatever, and then I'm like, wait a minute. It's so easy for fake news to get circulated. Like, it gets circulated all the time on Twitter. And then the fact that, you know, there's not enough media literacy, you know, for people to go back, verify. They don't even know what media literacy is. People do not even know that they need it. People do not even understand that you need to verify for news. Everybody is just out for sensationalism.
And of course, and the truth is, as much as there's that, right, we cannot even also look over the fact that even some media houses as well don't necessarily do their due diligence anymore. They actually see, you notice most of the story, not traditional, I'm not saying traditional media.
They just lift
a blog.
You know,
and then later they will not pull it down. Say
we are blog.
So it's like,
you know, there was a time when something happens and 2-3 days they'll wait for the traditional media as we are to give information. But now something is happening and people are
sometimes traditional media even feeds from social media.
No, so most times, what I would say, now
when it comes to the news.
More now that it has happened there.
Not when it comes to the news. Let's not take away from the fact that there are reporters always on the field.
What I'm saying that, yes, they're on the field. What I'm saying now is that, okay, for instance, now, you heard maybe there was a train accident or something. Before any correspondents can even rush there. You've already, on social media,
Yes, on
you've
social
seen all
media,
the
you've
videos
seen
there.
all the videos, yes.
And it is what it is. Before your
Real time.
correspondents can even get there.
Yeah.
There's somebody
Because
that
there
is
are people
there.
on the, exactly, on the
Well, to
scene
be
with their
honest,
phones. Yeah.
which also brings
You know?
to the fore,
This
the
is
future of the
MM.
media
MM.
is
This is a lot. I feel like
digital.
I feel like it's something that we should just have a round table and talk about stuff.
Yeah.
When we have more time. We don't really have so
Yeah.
much time now. we
Yeah,
just have
we
to
always
move.
never.
All right.
If you are going to Mongolia, stand up, stand up. If you are going to Mongolia, stand up, stand up. Oh. I don't know the rest, but I know that beginning part of the song because I feel like that's the most interesting part of the song, right? You didn't even join me.
I don't know how to sing it.
Oh. Welcome to the kitchen, guys. With me is Chef Leah, and she's taking us to Mongolia, right? That's why I sang the song.
Okay.
Go figure. Right, so over to you, and to Mongolia. The
Welcome.
only Mongolian in our midst. Joking.
So we fried our beef.
Okay.
The rest is too hot. Rice is almost
I
ready.
like the way you make your rice, just the exact way I like it. Like you need to see, it has to be soft. And you can actually see the texture. You can actually feel the softness from just looking at it. You see it, it's so beautiful. And I think the sesame oil just sort of also helps to, you know, avoid it, prevent it from clustering, and like sticking together.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we'll be mixing our sauce now.
Okay.
So we're starting.
So we're making Mongolian beef sauce, guys. Chef Leah has forgotten what she's making. She knows what she's making, but she's forgot to mention it. We are making Mongolian beef sauce, and we have our rice has been cooking, almost ready. White rice, of course. So for the beef, which is the star for this recipe, talk to us about what you did with that.
Okay, so it was marinated, and we added corn flour. So that makes it crunchy and juicy. Can you see?
Oh, so wait a minute. This fried meat that we're always eager to take, this is how they make it?
The one on the local market.
Yeah, no, wait, okay, you know what? I really need to recall the ingredients before we get into that beef.
Okay.
So talking about the ingredients, guys, we have our beef. We have our large onions, white onions, guys, spring onions, clove garlic, finely minced meat, and we have our ginger, well, grated. We have our black pepper, and we have our pepper that's already been crushed here. And then to marinate, which of course she just explained shortly, right there, just in case you missed out on it earlier on. So to marinate our beef, we use, go ahead, please.
So we use corn flour. We use our sauce, our dark soy sauce, light soy sauce, and the sesame oil. So then we had seasoning and black pepper, so that's all, and the baking soda inside the corn flour.
Okay, great. Now let's get right back to the beef I was talking about.
Okay.
So you know how I'm just going to, I see this beef, like this fried meat, and I bought a couple of them, and I've had colleagues that bought a couple of them.
Okay.
But I always wondered why it was so crunchy and dry.
Yeah.
So now it's the corn flour that makes it.
Yeah,
oh.
Some people, because of cost, some people had the regular flour.
Oh.
But the right one to use is the corn starch.
Because I'm like, I fry meat too now. Why does it not come out that way?
Yeah,
right. You see why you should always tune into the show, because there's always so much to learn. Yeah. And right. You say you were mixing something.
So our sauce.
Okay.
So this light soy sauce is already in.
Okay.
So we are mixing dark soy sauce.
How much of it should you use though?
So we can use like a tablespoon.
Okay.
Depending on but for this recipe we are using a tablespoon.
Okay.
So we are using this one of half tablespoon because it's very dark.
Oh, it is dark.
Yeah. So we are adding our soy sauce, oyster sauce. Okay. So we are adding 2 tablespoons.
So much sauce going into this recipe. So we have our light sauce in, we have dark sauce. Now we are pouring in our oyster sauce.
It's very thick. Oyster is very thick, unlike other.
Okay.
Others.
So I think one of the things that you need to look out for when going to the get your sauces, your soy sauce, because there's so many Adulterated ones,
Adulterated
yeah,
ones,
in the market. So you need to be careful, you know, so that you don't buy the fake one, you buy the original one. And yeah, basically just pay more attention to, you know, the products that you're buying, especially the canned or processed one, right? Okay.
So we're adding our brown
Sugar. Yes, guys, remember it is brown sugar, not the white one, the brown one. How much of it are we putting in?
1 tablespoon.
Is this sweet enough?
Mm-hmm.
I like sweets.
You like
So I'm going to pour everything.
So we'll be adding our corn flour when it
Okay.
is on the heat.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So when do we begin?
So after frying, we are almost done with the meat now. So
Okay.
we'll go on with the sauce. So we'll reduce our oil.
Okay.
Then added our ginger and garlic first.
Okay.
Then after then we had our sauce.
Okay.
So and our onion.
All right, we have to go on a quick break now. Of course, our Mongolian beef sauce is still, you know, we're still working it, right? And yeah, the show continues shortly, guys. Stay with us.
Thank you for staying with us still. And right now we have nutrition. And today we're going to be discussing pressures in women and how to achieve a desirable weight with Oshunsonya Olajumoke, who is a registered dietitian, nutritionist, and the founder of Cairo Diet Clinic, renowned for providing medical nutrition therapy. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria.
Thank you so much for
How are
having me.
you doing this morning?
I'm doing great.
All
Thank
right,
you.
amazing. Okay, so now, I mean, I love the fact that, I mean, it's Women's Month, right? And I mean, in a few days, we'll be celebrating International Women's Day. And today, we're actually focusing on women, right? And we know that this is actually one area that a lot of women feel insecure about. So tell me why, first of all, did you decide to have this conversation?
Oh, well, because I'm a woman.
Okay.
Yeah, and of course, women get to feel the pressure of this weight because people don't look at men when they had weights. They tend to associate it with money. Oh. When men had weight, they were like, "Oh, you're rich." When you have the pot belly, you're rich. But when a woman has pot belly, just expand a little bit, like I didn't wait. So what's happening? And you tend to associate weight with abnormality in women, yet normalcy in men.
In men, wow.
So something is wrong about that because basically we women are at the disadvantage of weight gain. Every month you menstruate, it actually puts you at risk of mood disorder. You get to binge eat. Some people have food cravings, every month. So every month you are at risk of gaining weight.
Okay, true.
And then you get pregnant and you expand, during pregnancy. And after pregnancy, we have weight retention. You're going to retain some weight.
True.
Depending on the number of children you decide to have, the more you're going to blow up. So that's why I'm always advising women that it's better to achieve a healthy weight before getting pregnant. Okay. Because for every pregnancy, there'll be weight retention.
Okay, so what is now your definition of an ideal weight?
Right. When we talk about ideal weight, we follow the body mass index thing, right? And when your body mass index is above 30, that means that you're obese, right? If your body mass index is above 25, between 25 and 29, that means you are overweight. But there's a downside to it because body mass index does not take into consideration your muscle mass or body composition. So that brings us to the waist measurement. You can do waist to hip ratio, right? Once it is above 0.85 for women and 0.95 for men, that means that you are overweight or tending towards. That means you have more of body fat.
Okay, body fat. But yeah, I mean, you actually spoke about the fact that,
But normal, sorry to cut you, normal body weight, normal body mass index is between 18.5 to 24.9. Okay, so
can you tell us how can we
calculate
to calculate the body mass?
Right, to check your weight, it's preferably in a kg. So your weight in kg over height in meter square.
Okay.
So that's how you calculate it yourself. Your weight in kg over height in meter square.
That's how you get your body mass index. And you said,
so
so what is the appropriate? I mean, you're giving us for overweight, 25 to 29, and 30 above obese. What would you say is the average normal body mass?
Normal body mass index is between 18.5 to 24.9.
Okay.
Right?
So anything below that?
Anything below that, you're underweight.
Oh, okay.
Anything above that, you're overweight. Then if you eat 30, I know some people that will be at 30 and they'll be like, maybe something is wrong with BMI. If you ever eat 30, you're already kissing obesity.
They are kissing.
So it's better
is this in like...
you cross-check with your waist.
Okay, so what should the waist measure? So you measure...
For women, waist
I said
measurement.
0.8.
For your waist measurement, anything above 88 centimeter, you can just use the waist measurement.
Okay.
Anything above 88 centimeter is...
irrespective of your body size?
Irrespective. Anything above,
Okay,
you know,
88
I think about 32, anything above 32, 33 inches, 33 inches. Above 33, now more pronounced when it is now 34 inches.
4 inches.
You know, so you can use your tape measure to check for that. Anything above 88 centimeter or around 33, 34 inches.
Okay, so now how would you advise, women, of course, at this time? You spoke about cravings and you talked about pregnancy and then all of them. Because it's one thing to say, okay, fine, my body mass index has to be this. So now, does this include, yes, I was going to ask a question, does this include during pregnancy?
No.
During pregnancy?
During pregnancy, you're not checking because you're expected to have weight during pregnancy.
Very true.
So your body mass index is not really valid during pregnancy.
At that point, yes.
I'm always telling women to know their weight. Some women don't know their weight before they get pregnant.
True.
And they don't even know their body mass index before they get pregnant. So with that, you will not really know how much you're supposed to gain during pregnancy.
So is there a stated amount to gain?
Yeah, if you have a normal body mass index before pregnancy, you can gain up to between 10 and 16 kg during pregnancy.
Okay.
If you're already obese before pregnancy, you cannot gain more than 10. You should not gain more than 10 kg.
10 kg.
It can put you at risk of gestational diabetes, pregnancy-induced hypertension, put you at increased risk of C-section.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. So now these pressures of weight, because some people, irrespective of how big they are or how slim they are, they're always thinking about losing weight. So there's this thing as well, even during pregnancy. I know of someone literally who was so conscious of like what she ate while she was pregnant, but like putting herself on like a constant fruits diet, even during pregnancy, because she just wants to add weight and all of that. Some people say, okay, so the baby will remain small. So what is normal? So fine, you have cravings, right? Does it mean we should give in to the cravings because, okay, fine, we're pregnant, it's allowed? Or how exactly should we go about that?
Well, you mentioned 2 points right now that both are kind of extreme.
Yes.
One person will be like, I don't want to eat much because I want to maintain a healthy weight during pregnancy. Another person will give in to all the cravings, using pregnancy as an excuse,
yes.
right? Both sides are wrong. You're supposed to feed your baby, and you're supposed to feed your baby nutritious food, right? Because whatever you eat is what the baby will feed on, right? So you cannot go on fruit diet while you're pregnant. So it is so wrong because your child cannot survive on only fruits and vegetables. And the more you are supposed to add weight. Just know that you will add weight.
Yes.
Because your baby needs to add weight. Your baby needs to have a healthy weight. At birth, For the cravings, for my second pregnancy, there was intense cravings, serious. Like my first pregnancy, I had food aversion. Every smell of food, I will not want to eat it. But second pregnancy, I was devouring.
Very devouring.
So some women devour like that.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the ways you can get to know you're pregnant is if you're actually eating voraciously. Right?
Amazing.
And if you have food cravings like that, get all the processed foods out of the house. And try as much as possible to stay away from anything processed. Feast on a lot of fruits and vegetables, lots of vegetables and healthy fats, because that will help to promote satiety.
All right.
Makes you feel full for longer.
We definitely need to go right now. Thank you so much. You'll be back here again next week and we'll continue this conversation.
All right.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Bye.
Amazing. All right, and that's it right now for this, for now, right? We're going to a quick break, and when we come back, we have so much more to come. Stay with us.
Welcome back, guys. As you all know, we bring you all and sundry here on the Wake Up Nigeria show. We've got an interesting guest. Here with me on the couch is Grace Edwin Okon-Ni-Oboba. She's a multi-talented, versatile actor, scriptwriter, film producer, and author. She's been in the TV film industry since 1999. Wow. and she's well respected for her skills. Good morning.
Hiya, good morning.
How did you not ever get tired at some point and say, you know what, I can't do this anymore? 1999.
I know, right? It's been a while.
Wow, that's a really long time.
Yes, it's been a long time. Almost 24, 25 years.
Almost 25 years. So what's been keeping you going?
Well, passion for one.
Okay.
And two, after getting to a certain stage in my career, I just realized that it's not just about me now.
Okay.
I have to do other things to help other people. So when I think about those people, it keeps me going.
Okay. Now let's talk about your journey. I mean, you have transitioned from being an actress to being a director to being a producer. You have experienced different generations in the film industry.
I have.
I mean, you have practically experienced the old Nollywood and now the new Nollywood. Now, let's talk about your experience so far and how you've been able to also evolve with, you know, the change that is also, you know, that the Nollywood space is also experiencing.
The old Nollywood was a very interesting time. It was when we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have social media. So we didn't even have, you know, just a few people had phones in their homes.
Yeah.
So for you to go on a film set or get a job or whatever, it was a whole lot, you know.
Now you would even miss audition calls and
how
stuff.
did we even do it?
Do it then, right?
You know, it was a very different time. However, it was a time when there was a lot of discipline in the craft. For people like me, I'm glad I was part of that.
Okay.
Because it helped me. It groomed me. I learned from the best. I learned at the feet of great men, people like Zebejiro, Victor Ohai. There are just so many great people I learned from. And at the time, I was a smallie. I was quite young. But I was ready to learn. I soaked in everything. And I respected those above me and wanted to do what they were doing and even better. And then when social media came, it was like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
You know, you had to, a lot of things changed. A lot of things changed because then for you to become a lead actor or even get a lead role in a film, it took a lot, But with social media, things changed. You just hear that someone put out a skit and by the very next day, the person is a superstar. So the transition was very, very fast and very, you know, it was shocking somehow. But we had to just evolve. We had to, because if you do not evolve, you'll be left behind.
Sure.
So yeah, that's it.
Now let's talk about there's something that you brought up, and you brought it up several times, and that's why I'm going to ask this because I would like to hear your thoughts on it. The evolution, the social media's influence in Nollywood space. You keep hinting on that. What are your thoughts on skit makers eventually becoming actors? Are skit makers actors? Do you see them as actors? Because you talked about discipline, which is one of the key things that has kept you grounded in the industry from old Nollywood into the new Nollywood. You talked about professionalism. Now, bringing that into, everything that's happening in the social media space and how, it's influencing the Nollywood's industry. What are your thoughts on, skit makers becoming actors?
Instant actors.
Instant actors.
Well, they're actors.
Okay.
I mean, you can act on a stage in a theater. You can act anywhere, really. You can put up an act when you're in trouble and you don't want the policeman to catch you. You now start crying and start pretending. So it's an act.
Okay.
They're actors. They probably weren't trained in a film school or in a university or something, but they have it in them, so they're able to bring it out. The fact is, not everyone who is a skit maker can actually become a great actor. Because some of them are just comic, they're just,
catching crews,
playing around and everything.
Yeah.
So when they come on a film set, it's different. Filming is business, it's a lot of work, a lot of internalization, a lot of cramming. You have to learn lines. So imagine you're a skit maker who, for example, cannot keep, you cannot learn or read long lines. You'll fail. So I'm happy that it's giving opportunities to a lot of people. I'm really happy about that. But at the same time, you know, I do know that one has to be critical before you decide to pick anyone to be on the film set. Yeah.
You have a film school.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so let's talk about how you're raising, you know, the next generation of, you know, actors, you know, in the film industry in Nigeria.
Yeah, so my own career was not easy. You know, when I got into Nollywood, it was by chance, let me put it that way. And then I wanted to go behind the scenes. Behind the camera is 100 times more difficult than walking in front of the camera.
Okay.
So I knew how difficult it was for me. It took me 12 years before I was able to raise money to shoot my first film.
Ooh,
12 years.
12 years,
yes.
Wow.
And I didn't want it to be that difficult for the next set of people out there. And I had a lot of young people coming to me, oh, I'd like to learn. So I had them as apprentices on my film sets for free. I just had them coming to learn. And a lot of them were doing well. So after a while, I was like, you know what, I might as well just structure this, which I did. And I got the space and, you know, I didn't know, I thought I was crazy because I was just like, what am I doing? It was expensive and all of that, but I just took a chance. And thankfully, today, I have support from funders who have been great. You know, Lagos State government, the US government, the UK government. A lot of people in the industry are also great supporters of what I do at the school because they know that, you know, I can't do it alone. To date, we've trained 2024, by middle of 2024, I've trained 740 yes, young people for free.
Whoa, for free?
Yes.
Wow, for free.
Yes. And not only that, in some cases, some of the funders even give stipends so that they can come.
You know, to help with, you know, transportation and logistics and all of that.
It's not easy.
Wow, that is very, very, very impressive. And very, very profound. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done. It's the resilience for me, I must say, to be honest. I mean, doing this for what, over 25 years, and you're still going strong at it. Well done. Well done. Kudos to you. Wishing you all the best.
Thank you.
All right. So we have to head over to the kitchen now. We have food for you. I know that you have been soaking in all that aroma from the kitchen.
I can't wait.
Please, shall we?
Thank you. Thank you.
Aha, welcome to the kitchen, Grace.
Thank
This
you.
is Chef Leah, Winfrey, Mike. Yes, and well, Chef Leah this morning has made rice with Mongolian beef sauce.
Wow.
Yes.
It smells so good. I can't wait to taste it.
Please, it's all yours.
Well,
enjoy.
And it looks really nice. This is food art. You know, we actually train people to do this.
Oh, yes. Really? At film school?
Yeah.
Wow. There's so much. I should visit your film school. So please, dig in.
You. Oh, wow.
Enjoy. And let us know what you think. Just go to Mongolia for a moment.
For a second,
Yeah. Let's take you on that trip. Yeah, you have to close your eyes, see yourself driving through Mongolia.
Oh, wow, this is really nice. This is so good.
Oh,
really,
nice.
really nice. Really good.
Well done,
Thank
Leah.
You. Thank you, Leah.
Well done.
And thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm grateful. Thank you.
And thanks to all our guests for being on the show today. Definitely an amazing show. We'll be here same time, same station tomorrow.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.